Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Welcome friends, we are to learn part 3 of the ledger accounts. Straight away let us go through with the screen. In the last part we have learned how to post the entries of two of the separate or the basic transactions. Now in this part 3 we are to learn the remaining posting of remaining transactions or the basic transactions. So go through with the screen. Transaction number 3, on 3rd April 2014, if we have purchased some goods worth rupees 20,000 at a discount or a trade discount of 10% with 5% cash discount from Messrs A Limited and has paid 50% cash. So we have purchased the goods worth rupees 20,000 at 10% trade discount. So 10% of 20,000 will be 2,000 rupees. That won't affect the accounts. So our net purchases will be of 18,000, on which if we pay immediately, we are allowed to have or to enjoy the discount by 5%, that being the cash discount that we have to mention. But it is mentioned that we have purchased this much of goods from Messrs A Limited and we have paid 50% cash. So 50% is the cash purchase, remaining 50% is the credit purchase. On cash purchase we will enjoy the cash discount of 5%. So we, being the accountant, has to pass the entry that has been mentioned at your screen. Purchases account DR to cash and bank account by the 50% of the net purchases minus 5% cash discount. We have received the cash discount by 5% of 9,000 rupees. So again that will be 450 rupees. It will be credited at the cash discount received account, and finally we have to credit the credit amount at the seller's account or the supplier's account. In this example it is Messrs A Limited. So we have passed the entry. Now we have to post at the respective accounts. So first one, we have to debit at the purchase account. We have to mention the date as well as all the three accounts or the name of the counter accounts. First one, the cash and bank account. Second one, the cash discount received account. And third one, the Messrs A's or the A Limited's account at the particular column. And again we have to mention the respective amounts at the debit side. Now there are three effects of the credit side. So first part of the credit journal, that will be credited at the cash and bank account. Second part, again it will be credited at the cash discount received account, and finally it will be credited at Messrs A Limited's account, but that with the same name of the counter account, because it is the same purchase account with the three of the respective amounts. Now again, transaction number 4 were made on 4th April. Cash sale worth rupees 10,000 with 10% discount and with 10% trade discount 10% as well as the 10% cash discount. So calculation is now not important. We know how to calculate and we know how to pass the entry. The entry will be cash and bank account DR by 8,100 rupees. Cash and discount allowed to the customer by the cash discount 10% at the net sales worth rupees 9,000 rupees. So it will be 900 rupees, and the net sale will be credited to the sales account by the amount of net sales. In this example it will be 9,000 rupees. Now let us learn how to post at the respective accounts. First one, we have debited the cash and bank account worth rupees 8,100. So first one, we have to debit the cash and bank account. We have to mention the date. We have to mention the name of the counter account. In this example it will be sales account, and we have to mention the amount in the respective column number 4, but that with the amount of 8,100. Now again we have to debit the cash discount allowed. So Again at the cash discount allowed account, we have to mention the date, we have to mention the name of the counter account. In this example, we have to mention the sales account, and we have to mention the right amount, that is 900 rupees at the debit side at the amount column. Finally, we have to post the credit journal, but that at the sales account. So at the sales account, we have to credit two of the transactions. First one, at the date, we have to mention the same date. We have to mention two names of the counter accounts. First one, the cash and bank account by the 8,100 rupees, and cash discount allowed by 900 rupees. So by these two accounts, we have credited the sales account by the net amount of sales, that is the 9,000 rupees. Now again, transaction number 5, that was made on 5th April 2014, sales worth rupees 20,000 with 10% trade discount and 10% cash discount to Messrs B Limited, and received 50% of cash. We know how to calculate and we know how to pass the entry, but let us learn how to post the entry. First one, we have to debit the cash and bank account worth rupees 8,100 rupees. Second one, we have to debit cash discount allowed account by 900 rupees. Third one, we have to debit Messrs B Limited's account by the credit sales worth rupees 9,000 rupees. And finally, we have to credit the sales account by the net sales worth rupees 18,000 rupees. So first one, we have to debit the cash and bank account, that has been debited at the number 2 account, cash and bank account. We have to debit, but again at the particular column, we have to mention the name of the counter account. In this example, it will be sales account. Second part, we have to debit the cash and discount account. It is account number 3. Again, we have to mention the date, we have to mention the name of the counter account. In this transaction, we have to mention the sale account, and the amount will be 900 rupees. Again, we have to open the account number 3, that is Messrs B Limited's account, and again we have to debit, and we have to mention the date as well as the name of the counter account. In this example, it will be the sales account, and we have to mention the amount of credit sale, that is 9,000 rupees. But finally, we have to credit all 3 transactions at the sales account. So it is mentioned at account number 1, sales account. At the credit side, we have to mention the date, we have to mention all the 3 names of the counter accounts as well as their respected amounts. Let us go for transaction number 6. On 6th April 2014, paid cash rupees 8,900 to Messrs A Limited as full settlement of rupees 9,000 outstanding payable. So 300 rupees will be treated as the discount received or Kasar account, that will be considered as the additional income for the business. So the accountant has passed the entry. Now let us post the entry. First one, we have to debit the Messrs A Limited's account by 9,000 rupees, but at the particular column we have to mention 2 of the separate accounts of the counter part, that cash and bank account by 8,700 rupees and discount or the Kasar account by the respected amount of rupees 300. Now we have to credit 2 parts. First one, we have to credit the cash and bank account, but that at the particular column we have to mention Messrs A Limited's account, and we have to mention the amount by rupees 8,700. Finally, we have to open the discount or the Kasar account. At the credit side, we have to mention the date as well as the name of the counter account, that is Messrs A Limited's account, and with it will be posted with the same amount of 300 rupees. Now transaction number 7. On 7th April 2014, we have received 8,750 from Messrs B Limited as full settlement of the outstanding receivables of rupees 9,000. So the difference of these two will be considered as the discount allowed or the Kasar. That will be considered the expenditure or the loss for the business, and the accountant has passed the entry. Cash and bank account DR by the cash received 8,750. Discount or the Kasar account were debited, being the loss or the expenses by the amount of 250, and it was credited to Messrs B Limited's account by the sum of these two or by the outstanding amount of receivables 9,000. Now let us post. First one we have to post at the cash and bank account, that is at the account number 2. We have to debit the entry and we have to mention at the particular column the name of the counter account, that in this example we have to mention Messrs B Limited's account and we have to mention the amount 8750. Then part 2 of the debit side or the debit entry, we have to open the discount or the Kasar account. Again we are at the debit side, we have to mention the date, we have to mention the name of the counter account. In this example it will be Messrs B Limited's account and we have to mention at the amount column the amount 250. Again the transaction number 8 were made on 8th April 2014. We have paid, or the business has paid rupees 1,000 for cash being any of the expenditure. So the accountant has passed the entry expenses account DR worth rupees 1,000 rupees to cash and bank account rupees 1,000. It will be debited at the expense account. So we have to open the expense account and at the expense account we have to debit, or we have to mention, or we have to post at the debit side of the account. We have to mention the date 8th April 2014. At the particular column we have to mention the name of the counter account. In this example it will be cash and bank account and we have to mention the amount at the amount column by 1,000 rupees. Now the credits journal will be credited at the cash and bank account on the credit side. So again at the cash and bank account on the credit side we have to mention the date 8th April 2014. At the particular column we have to mention the name of the counter account, in this example expense account, and we have to credit 1,000 rupees being the transaction amount. Ninth transaction were made on 9th April 2014. We have received 500 rupees being the commission or additional income, and that in cash. So our accountant has passed the entry cash and bank account DR by 500 rupees to commission account 500 rupees. We have received 500 rupees. So we have to debit cash and bank account worth rupees 500 and we have to credit the commission account worth rupees 500. Certain other transactions we may have made during the year or business entity may have made during the year. So let us go through with this screen. Purchase and sale of fixed or the capital assets. Again we know that being the fixed or the capital asset, if we have purchased we have to debit the account, if we have sold we have to credit the account. Second one, withdrawal either in cash or in goods or in some assets by the owner from his or her capital, then again we have to debit the capital account and we have to credit the either the cash account or the goods account or the asset account. Third one, destroy of goods or the stock or the assets due to fire, earthquake, flood or theft. Again we know that we have to debit the loss account and we have to credit either the goods account or the stock account or the asset account, and the same effect will be passed on the respective accounts either at the debit side or at the credit side. Finally, the fourth one, donation or charity made for cash or by goods or by assets. Then again charity or the donation being the expenditure account, we have to debit the account as well as at the same time we have to credit the cash or the goods or the asset account. So we have to post either at the debit side or at the credit side related with or respectively at the donation or the charity account and at the cash, goods or asset account. Receipt of loan or and repayment of loan. If we have enjoyed the loan facility, then we have to credit the loan account. If we have repaid the loan, then we have to debit the loan account. And finally, allowance allowed and recovery of allowance is there. Then again, if we have allowed the advances, then it will be our receivable, so we have to debit the account. And if we have made the recovery, that it will reduce the receivables, so it will be credited at the advances account. So friends, we have learned the part 3 of the ledger accounts, and in the part 4 we are to learn the later part of the procedure for the ledger accounts, that is at the end of the year how the accountant will close the accounts and calculate either the debit or the closing balances. Thank you.
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.